Hey y'all, hey, it's me, Auntie Buffy. Now that the strikes are over, y'all, you need to watch Silver Dollar Road. Everybody, my white nieces, nephews, and theys, I want y'all to, like, if you really about that life and our last ship, make your family watch this mess over this holiday. Ironically, Thanksgiving and what that holiday used to mean. Everybody needs to watch this documentary. This movie is about a prominent black family in North Carolina whose ancestors acquired this beautiful tract of land, I believe in the 1900s, and the family has kept the land in the family ever since then. And they work the land. They are fishermen, commercial fishermen, and they, were a prominent family. The grandmother, she had a garden, and everybody in town bought their veggies from her. The uncle was a commercial fisherman since he was 16 years old. And, they had access through their land to the deepest parts of the water. And so they were able to, amass good money for their family, enough to send folks to college and take care of everybody and maintain the taxes and do what they were supposed to do with the land by working the land. They also have their own beach. And, this is in North Carolina. And so, black folks ain't have access to go to no damn beaches. Everybody always talking about, why black people don't swim. Well, we weren't allowed to go to pools. We didn't have access to water. Well, these people had their own beach on their land. And so they opened it up to the community of black people to come there. So generations of black families are featured in this documentary talking about how they used to go to Silver Dollar Beach when they were kids, and their fond memories and stories of thinking that mermaids were in the water. Well, folks try to erase American history, but really they need to play stuff like this in schools to teach kids about the real ugly truth about American history, because this is a chronicle in what has happened and what will continue to happen. These people got their land. They weren't given the land like our ancestors were promised after being enslaved and building this damn country. They bought it, right? And the problem is a lot of black families, when they inherit land, it's heirs' property. And so there becomes problems with that. It's not like set up in trusts and properly set up to protect them. Well, some folks was like, these black folks got this good land and access to water and a beach and all this, and they living too good, and we want to gentrify this area. So we're going to just, make up us a fake behind quitclaim deed and say this land is ours. Now, why would these people be paying taxes on this land and living on this land since the 1900s if they didn't own the land? In North Carolina, of all places, black folk. So through some drama and trickery and access to lawyers and access to being this color, these people got an order to say that two of the family members who had the most desirable parcels of land, waterfront, were trespassing on their land and they needed to get off. So could you imagine some people telling you trespassing on your family land? And they said either you sign over your rights or go to jail. So they said, we going to jail. They was about this life. And I don't know that this new generation understands the importance of land and what land means. Land is everything in this world. Every war is about what, y'all? Land. And it ain't about if you got a beautiful mansion on the land and none of that. It's about what you can do with the land. You can live on it. You can work it and make your own food. You can, like they did, shrimp and crab and create businesses for yourself and your family and live off the grid and not need no damn body. And folk don't want people to have access to that. These people didn't sell out all these years when folks offered them tons of money to buy this land. They kept it in the family. The grandfather who originally bought the land said and passed this down, he said, don't let the white man take my land. And left the most responsible one in charge. But unfortunately, didn't have it legally structured to protect them. But this is the thing. Sometimes even when folk do everything we supposed to do, they still come up with some trickery. Now, let me tell you, these people kept the property up. They paid their property taxes. They had all their paperwork in order. And they show this in the documentary. So, long story short, these men went to prison for trespassing on their own land for 8 years. Who the hell goes to prison for 8 years for trespassing? Only in America. Only when you look like this. Lawyers took advantage of them, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Family members would try to visit them in jail, and they'd be like, your name ain't on the list. Like, the vile, evil, coordinated efforts of this town and people to try to rob these people of their birthright is quintessential America. I cried, I cursed, I cheered. The family reminded me of my family in so many ways. The grandmother reminded me of my grandmother in so many ways. My grandmother had a community garden. Watch this movie, y'all. I was so angry at some point. I told Uncle Dave he wasn't gonna be able to sleep in the same bed with me last night. I was like, your people are horrible. I'm sorry. Again, like I said, my nieces, nephews, and theys, y'all need to force y'all families to watch this. Because if you don't understand why people that look like me are owed reparations, you will after watching this. You can find Silver Dollar Road documentary on Amazon Prime.